The internet has all the information in the world, Braden McCarthy cries. The whole universe. No internet, Mr. Richt repeats. Field research, library, town hall, visitors bureau, people. Ask questions to actual humans, not just Google. Kids in class shake their heads. Nobody seems to like Mr. Richt's idea of field research. I can't say I blame them. It sounds a little ridiculous. Everyone uses the internet. I look up at Gus to complain, but he's busy scribbling. Everyone got it? Mr. Richt asks. Present your ideas on Friday. Your projects are due in 3 weeks, and your final presentation to the class is due at the end of the week. Okay? And I reserve the right to ask you to share your progress with the class at any moment. So don't leave anything to the last minute. More grumbles. Okay, Mr. Rick says, writing on the board, let's start our lesson on local government. Who knows about the school board vote coming up? We all start writing down what Mr. Rick says. It's difficult for me to focus. I listen hard, trying to block out everything but his voice. I jot down notes without looking at my notepad so I can concentrate on the words coming out of his mouth. It doesn't matter if I have some spelling mistakes. That's what Mom says. Just write down what you hear. Voting on local measures ensures that the voices of those who vote are heard, he begins. It affects what our laws are, and in this case, where we go to school. Who knows what redistricting is? What makes it on my paper is voting in local, laws in schools, redistricts. Mr. Richt goes on. Our school superintendent, that's the big boss of our school system, has proposed to ease overcrowding and reduce portable classrooms by moving 1,000 students from the Maryville neighborhood of Parkview to schools located in the heart of Maryville next school year. Maryville Middle among them. Students in grades kindergarten through 12th grade will be affected by the move. The proposal went to the school board in December and will be ready for a vote in May. Now, does anybody know how the district chooses which students will move? No one speaks up. Everyone is still busy taking notes. It depends on where those students live, he says. In the simplest terms, that's what redistricting is. The government has a big city map that they've divided into zones that determine where you go to school. They'll redraw those zones. Clarissa raises her hand and speaks. But how do they decide how to redraw the map? Do we get a say? Excellent question, Ms. Anderson. There will be a public forum to discuss the redistricting. That's a resident's opportunity to voice their opinion. Overall, I believe this is going to be great for the whole community, Mr. Richt continues, but honestly, I lose track of what he's saying. He hands out a flyer with details about the proposal. Some students nod as they read it, and others shake their heads. I start thinking of my dad coming home, and suddenly I get nervous and wonder where Mom must be at this moment. Maybe she's landed in Phoenix? She had 2 connections. She complains about that this morning. Outside the window, gray encircles the sky. I hope there isn't turbulence on Mom's flight. I flew once to visit my dad on base in San Diego, and the plane suddenly dropped. It felt like my stomach was loose inside my body. The caption said something about experiencing some turbulence. I didn't like it. Okay, everybody got it? I watch Mr. Richt, then stare at my notes. Parkview, students, 1,000, question mark. What a mess. I couldn't barely make out a thing. I put my head down. There are 29 students in my class, and there are 3 6th grade classes in total, with an average of 27 students in each class. Does Maryville have enough interesting things for approximately 81 student tourism guide projects? I wonder if Parkview Middle is doing the same project. They have way more students than we do. When class is over, Mr. Rick stops me and asks if I need some guidance on my project. I'm okay, I tell him. You sure? He asks. Remember, your mom said to ask questions in class. That's what I'm here for. Yeah, I say, I got it. Thanks, Mr. Richt. I'm excited to see what you come up with, Miss Torres. I have absolutely no idea what to do for my project, but how on earth can I tell Mr. Richt? He would just send a note to my mom explaining that I need more help, and then Mom would worry and get distracted from her presentation. And she has to speak in front of a lot of people. And she's going to mess up because she's worried about me and my social studies project. I can figure it out, maybe. Miss Torres? Uh-huh, I say, smile, and hoping he'll let me leave soon. Have a good rest of your day. School has just started, and already I feel overwhelmed. 2 cheerleaders in uniform skip past me, and I remember that there's going to be a pep rally today. I have the rest of the week to think about the social studies project. Right now, I just have to see how I'm going to get out of the pep rally during last period.